Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel, where tonight I was at the grocery store going down the TV dinner aisle, and holy smokers, I found a brand new Hungry Man Selects. You see it says new, slow cooked seasoned pulled pork. And you can see the pulled pork right here on the front. You got the standard Hungry Man mashed potatoes there, the corn, and it says it also includes an apple crumble dessert, which is up here. Now, for nutrition facts, in everything but the sodium, this is almost like a lean cuisine dinner. It says 18% fat for the day, 15% saturated fat, 18% cholesterol. There's a 16% fiber for the day, which is very good. 550 calories, which puts it out of lean cuisine range. And the only real red flag on here is the 1720 milligrams of sodium, which is quite a bit, but the other indicators are quite low, especially for a meal like this in this portion size. So I've got this going in the microwave right now. Let's take it out and see how it looks. Okay, so here's how it looks on the box, and here's how it looks out of the microwave, and well, it's not quite the same as the box. The pork looks the same. Mashed potatoes, kind of similar. Corn is corn. This really does not look anything like this bowl of apple cobbler. It's overdone because the potatoes take much longer to cook and you have to keep it going and going. Now really the only new thing here is the pulled pork. The other three items are kind of like the actors in the telenovelas, where they keep coming back one series after another, the same actors. We've seen these side items before, but this is the new one. There's not any sort of out of this world barbecue aroma. Just a very vague pork and generic barbecue sauce type of aroma. So let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Well, it tastes a bit better than I expected from the aroma. The meat is a little more tender than I expected. Let's try another sample.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas. Yeehaw! Yahoo! Woo!
Bob, I'm in my 1989 Lincoln Town Car, traveling the highways and byways of the Lone Star State, knocking on the door of every double wide until I find the right cowgirl who can lead us to manifest destiny, as prophesied by Sam Houston himself, or at a bare minimum, who has a Colt 45 tall boy ready to go in her icebox.
Woo!
Cowboy Bob, there's a small varmint behind every tumbleweed and cigarette vending machine in this state. Stand your ground. Don't mess with Texas. Remember the ALaMode.
Remember the ALaMode. Woo!
I have to say this pulled pork is very good. The chunks of meat in here are nice and tender. much more tender than I expected from a TV dinner. They have a real homemade flavor, like you made pork ribs at home. The sauce is somewhere between Texas with the tomato, and then there's more of a vinegar element to it. Something that seems to go towards a Carolina barbecue, and there's also a citrus element that altogether it's not overly sweet, which I personally do like a sweet barbecue sauce, but it's a very balanced sauce. And I've noticed that with that wings dinner from Hungry Man that we tested out a few months back, that Hungry Man has really improved their sauces. The recipes are much more like a restaurant recipe than a TV dinner. So this is another very good barbecue sauce that they've come up with for this. And I have to say, well done, Hungry Man, well done on this pulled pork. Now let's try the classic mashed potatoes. And once again, these are the classic mashed potatoes. The recipe is pretty much that same Hungry Man Swanson one that goes back for decades. In my opinion, the best mashed potatoes you can buy in a frozen dinner, and frankly better than many restaurants. Now let's try the corn, which I'm not that excited about from past experience. It's got that butter aroma. No sir, I don't like it. This is the same corn that was in the wings dinner. The flavor is pretty good in terms of the corn and the butter sauce, but it's just too tough. Real fresh corn off the cob is going to be very tender, and that's not what I'm finding with this. So I think they could definitely improve the corn, or switch that for something else like green beans, which they do a good job with, or maybe even put some baked beans in for a barbecue dinner. Now let's try this apple crumble dessert. It's got that sort of cinnamon apple pie aroma. The apple crumble was very good. The apples are sweet, they're tender. The crumble part on the top, even though it was a little bit overdone, it does have a good buttery flavor to it, and the portion is decent in size. So overall, I'm very impressed with this new pulled pork dinner. It's got the one drawback of the corn, which if you don't mind a little bit tougher corn, you won't have a problem because the flavor of it is alright. But this pulled pork is outstanding. I definitely commend them for that. I always enjoy the Hungry Man mashed potatoes, and you always have to like when they include a dessert in the TV dinner. So I'm going to say, subtracting 1 star for the corn, I'm going to give this 4 stars. Definitely one to pick up in the freezer case. It's new, and hopefully it'll be around for a while in the Hungry Man Selects. So I hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye everybody.